Constitution
we have enough to say that we condemn.
NTIP activity में है. If it is an going to external agency,
Sir, again I said proving an anti-organizational activity is a very difficult.
it is not a difficult.
Yeah,
पीछे suspension हुई थी for going to external agency UNICEF and all that. Suspension हुई थी. Though I was not.
Let us take opinion.
Let us take an opinion.
Yeah, I also feel that we have to express because this kind of a thing will keep on occurring. Then what is this thing for a OB or some person who is having a responsible position? Anybody can just say
Ministry को चिट्ठी
and
लिख
say
दिया.
if you are not this thing, I will go to
Court.
even without exhausting the mechanism.
What is that
See, this has already happened by previously. They went to some other external agency because of that they had so much of trouble.
Without first exploring the own mechanism.
Exactly. We are not saying that this should not be discussed or this thing. We are not taking away the
कल
democratic
मिनिस्ट्री को
rights.
चिट्ठी लिख दिया कि ये irregularities हो रही है.
सर आप कैसे रोक सकते हो किसी मेंबर
अरे वो आगे की बात है, condemn, हम बोल रहे हैं condemn की
आईपी तो उसमें उसको ऑब्जेक्शन तो लगा सकता है ना कि दैट इज इन एंटी आईपी एक्टिविटी. आप तो पहले
ये
एक्सप्लोर
वर्ड लिखना बड़ा
Anti-by must लिखो. OB condemns this act.
You can write this word condemns or OB does not appreciate it
Good afternoon,
or
sir.
something like that. But anti-IIP activity again.
मैं
is
वो
that
तो-
of-
It is not written as anti-IAP activity. It will not be written as a anti-IAP. You have done an
वो
anti-IAP
IAP
activity, so condemn. It will not be written like that. Your activity which has formed in that whatever the episode has been condemned. That's what everybody said.
OB or EB also.
EB also. That's what.
वो
It will take it in the EB.
But going to an external agency without exploring the mechanism within the IAP, it is technically it is an anti-IAP.
So let the AB also say that in future, unless the internal avenues have been explored,
Yes.
the members should be restricted from going to the external
हाँ,
agencies.
Fine.
So this sort of a clause EB can add, which can go down into the constitution,
बिल्कुल,
and it can make the
बिल्कुल।
OB and the IIP more powerful.
Very
and
good.
greater than also.
Very good.
ये आप सही कहा.
I would rather add to it that we should, it is time, I do not know how well framed is anti-IIP clause under anti-IIP activity, because these kind of instances are increasing, so we must
Formulate some
formulate some
guidelines.
guidelines that these activities constitute anti-IIP activity and this is the punitive action. So that whoever
वो
commits
नहीं
this,
कोई कोर्ट में
it
जाए.
is-
But
it is
without
condemned
Without
or
exploring
condemned.
the internal
But
avenues.
I agree with Dr. Vasudev partly that if we do not have TEAS presently, if it is not listed as an anti-IIP activity, then again it is not going to settle him and he is
So हम वो
going to
लिखेंगे
create more and more
और
havoc.
लिखते रहेंगे, रिमाइंडर देते रहेंगे, आंसर कुछ
अगर हमारे
नहीं
पास
होगा। Ultimately
it is
people
time
will know
we
अरे
must
कुछ नहीं
develop-
होता है, कि
develop
कुछ नहीं फर्क पड़ता।
strong
That's
TEAS
how
and
people
laws.
talk. कह रहे वहाँ कुछ नहीं फर्क पड़ता, ये काम कर दो, ये खर्चा कर दो, ये ऐसा कर दो, कोई बॉदर नहीं करता है।
मेडिकल में ईबी में तो ये पास करवा.
पास करवा दें।
कम से कम ईबी डिसीजन.
So what will be the resolution that
Not resolution, what is our consensus?
Consensus.
And then we will discuss in the EB also. We will include that statement also, including that henceforth in the other, in the future.
Yeah, that unless the internal
henceforth
avenues
don't
have been
mention
explored.
henceforth.
No,
We
not
have to
henceforth.
mention that the DCB is of the view
Hmm.
that anybody complaining to any outside agency without exploring the internal avenues available for redressal, it will be considered as an anti-IP activity.
And
That's
गवर्नमेंट
all.
है, जो गवर्नमेंट
And-
के इतने स्ट्रॉन्ग वो होते हैं, गवर्नमेंट के अगेंस्ट आप कुछ भी कर दो तो दे एक्सपेल यू, कुछ एक्शन ले लेते हैं, आप मीडिया में बोल रहे हो, कुछ ले जाते हैं, लेकिन हमारे पास इतना probably we do not have such strong teeth as he rightly said.
Sir,
Organization
Sir,
को strong teeth इतना
Sir,
allow ही नहीं
Sir,
करेगी।
तो अगर हम
Constitution में
अपने जॉब में तो you are government servant।
अरे स्ट्रॉन्ग चीज है, आप यूज करेंगे तो
थोड़ा सा
कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में है कि जीबी कैन एक्सपेल.
GB,
यस
yes, GB can do it. And the
You
GB
can-
को ये
you
लाता
can
है कि this
expel also.
person needs to be expelled and GB has 2/3 of the majority saying yes, GB can do it. But I
रिफर
think
कर तो एक्सपेल का क्लोज है
people
कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन
have
में.
2/3 of
सस्पेंशन
the
का नहीं है ना.
सस्पेंशन का है और एक्सपेल का भी है.
Expel
But
is
it's
the
requirement
for
for
expelling
No,
a
no,
member.
expelling it is difficult because we have to prepare, suspension is very fast. Expelling is, we have to
suspension
prepare.
is for us
But
limited time, 6
Yes.
months, 1 year. अरुण जैन को, अरुण अग्रवाल को भी किया था।
वो उस टाइम वो that was the against constitution. Constitution
नहीं
में
लिखा हुआ था ना,
का
but suspension था 1 साल
और
के लिए
उसमें
कर दिया।
प्रॉब्लम क्या
ये
हुआ था
साल
कि
भी नहीं
सस्पेंशन 2 साल चला तब तक कुछ एक्शन नहीं लिया तो his argument in the court was कि either you take action or you reinstate me. How you can't keep me on suspension forever.
That
So
time
suspension
he did not-
invites lot of trouble for office.
was the problem.
Then you have to start acting.
Vasudhaiv, that
उसका clause नहीं था ना उस time पे clause नहीं
Husband
था।
of Vasudhaiv, I
हाँ, दोनों।
inherited that problem. वो हर बार वो ऑफिस से चला जाता था मैटरनी स्टाफ ड्यूटी तो वो हर बार
Suspend,
लिख के भेजता था।
should I read out the law?
हाँ।
Very quickly. A member guilty of infamous conduct as defined under Ethical Code of Medical Council of India or of acts prejudicial to the interest of the society,
हाँ।
which also include financial irregularity, may be suspended for a maximum period of 6 months pending inquiry by the president oblique office bearers body oblique executive board oblique general body.
Prejudicial word है
हाँ है और टर्मिनेशन में क्या है टर्मिनेशन मेंबरशिप कैन बी रेजिग्नेशन रिमूवल और बाय डेथ ए मेंबर में रिजाइन हिज मेंबरशिप by giving notice in writing and the resignation shall be take effect from the date on which the notice is received in the office of the Secretary General provided that in case of resignation by office bearer executive board member 1 calendar month's notice of the resignation will be necessary and that the concerned office bearer or executive board shall continue to serve till a successor is found out. However, shall not absolve any such member from paying the subscription for the year in which the resignation takes effect. Okay. The name of a member whose subscription remains unpaid till 35 may be deleted. A member is guilty of infamous conduct. Now this is important. For termination. As defined under Ethical Code of Medical or against the interest of the society, which also includes financial irregularity, may on the proposal of the executive board and after giving the members 30 days notice to make any written representation that he may desire to make, be expelled from the society by a resolution carried by a 3/4 majority of members present in the general body meeting expressly called for the purpose or at the annual general body meeting of the society and after taking proper legal advice. A notice of the meeting shall contain. That means
We are
complicated.
finding the MCI guidelines, we are seeing the financial irregularities, and we are seeing that the society is being harmed by the person. Then the EB says yes, then the 2/3 of the GB says yes. So all this process has
Three-fourth.
3/4 of the GB says
Right.
yes.
Or interest of the activities also needs to be, interest of the society also needs to be defined a bit like.
That is for the
that is
expulsion.
going to the.
Suspension
Even
is
for
a
suspension it is
similar-
written interest, anything against the interest of the society including
6
financial.
महीने का किया, एक कमेटी बैठी, कमेटी says okay, he has been given enough rebuke, so take him back. So the next person sometimes does it, we also know that this can happen to him. So that's a small slap on the person rather than stripping him away.
Right.
So expulsion means stripping a person where it can retaliate sometimes badly unless the person is really bad and 3/4 majority feels it. But suspension is easier.
Okay, so finally what will pass? As far as this issue is concerned.
The OB resolves that we condemn this act and because the internal avenues have not been explored fully and the person has gone to the external avenue.
External basis which is prejudicial to the interest of the society.
And
ये लिखना चाहिए.
simultaneously, it
Interest of
also, the
society,
OB
because then we have
also,
a ground for
feels-
or the OB also recommends that EB should pass this, that without exploring the internal avenues, any member going to the external avenues, this would be taken
External
as
as
a,
a, which is considered as a prejudicial to the
Prejudicial.
interest of the society.
against the interest
ये
of the
ये
society.
word जरूर
Not an
And
anti-IB
will be
activity, but against the interest of the society.
prejudicial to the interest of the society. Use the
This is a
same.
decent language.
Now
not
same
something-
word.
But
and
you have
something
used the word
condemned.
condemned. You have used
If,
the word.
if,
With all these things put together, it looks okay now.
It is now.
take the opinion.
That is-
of just
that is a- that's
That
a
is
good-
fine,
well
fine,
written.
fine, well done.
ये जरूर लिखना prejudicial to the
Okay.
interest of
Yeah.
society. Because हमारा constitution
अच्छा,
was-
I have a feeler that Ramesh Goel is talking to EB saying that the 1 lakh rupees that he has spent, he spent as CEC. And if the office is demanding that money, expenses incurred by others, he should also be withdrawn.
Expenses?
Incurred by other
Incurred by other
CECs.
CEC.
Let him reply.
Let him reply.
Then
Yeah, I'm just apprising you.
वो तो आएगा वो
Okay,
तो आएगा।
these were all the contentious issue.
ले नहीं पाएगा है कि 1,08,000 ले नहीं पाएगा।
वो तो है, वो तो
है।
उसको फिर ये प्रेजुडिशियल फाइनेंशियली
वही आपका हर एक जगह ये इस्तेमाल करना
वो तो सबसे बड़ा गलती ट्रिब्यूनल से होता है। They should have passed some structure. You cannot contest for next 5 years.
Hello?
ऐसे करने से तो बात खत्म हो गई।
लेकिन उसमें हमारे लिए डिफाइंड नहीं है ना सर. If we have something in the, if something is done against the interest of the society, then these actions can be taken. सस्पेंशन के अलावा कुछ है नहीं. कंडेम पेज में नहीं लिखा हुआ, उसके अंदर ये नहीं लिखा हुआ कि इलेक्शन नहीं लड़ सकता. At some
आज से 5 साल पहले ये प्रॉब्लम्स थी नहीं। Nobody anticipated.
Anyway, anything else?
Lack of
One second, I will give it to.
What are all the things you can
Okay.
कम से कम 20 केसेस चल रहे हैं।
Previously we had a
मेरे पास है।
मुझे
हार्ड को भी हमने
तुम्हारी इज्जत नहीं मुझे तुम्हें
Slight deviation in the agenda because we have a very large contingent of invitees for the co-option, and therefore President has suggested that even the introduction of the member we will do after those members join in with us. So first thing we will take up is even the welcome address of the President, the introduction, the condolence, which are usually the first 3 agendas, we will take up immediately after our members join in who are waiting to be co-opted, and that's a procedural thing. We will do it fast and then proceed with the agenda number 1. This is the filling up of the vacancies of the Executive Board of IAP. Normally in this category we have only 1 or 2 every year, but this time there are about 8 vacancies which has been existing, and I will read out the name. Dr. Garima Saikia from Assam, Dr. Anup Kumar Verma from Chhattisgarh.
Sir, before reading the name, I want to know what criteria you have opted for the these, because the Constitution says that only it can be done in EB, and it is prerogative of EB. How did the office has chosen the name?
Yes, sir, I will answer that.
This answer should be, I think, from President. I think he is presiding the office, no?
Coming from the President, he says, if you can authorize me to give the answer.
I authorize Dr. Praveen Mehta to.
Okay.
See, what you say is right, there is nothing in the Constitution. So for last several years, we have been following the procedure and the bylaws adopted by the previous executive board, which took the decision on this regard that how it is to be filled up. Now, the rules they were made by them. Although I may certainly agree with you that some of those rules probably require revision, but till we do it, we have to follow the existing bylaws which have been decided by the previous executive board, which the bylaws on which we are deciding this is written in the background paper. If you refer to the page, I will tell you which page it is. Page number 8. That these are the bylaws which are deciding the co-option. मेरे को दो
Sir,
पेज
one
नंबर
thing
8
is that these are not bylaws.
Yeah,
Because
कौन
these
सा?
may be conventional sitting of any proceedings of any EB. And you have not mentioned any which EB has passed these all the things. Because in UP there is 2 vacancy and you are filling only 1 vacancy. Why? If the another thing is these are not bylaws. These may have taken decision by any. You have not mentioned any.
See, it was decided, I don't remember exactly the year when Dr. H.P.S. Sachdev was the president, and whatever, it was in 2003, and it has been mentioned in the decisions taken by that executive board that if there is more than